Okay, so for our fourth speaker, right before we do our Q&A, so I'm very happy to call this guy a really good friend of mine. So Zipeng Zhu is a Chinese-born artist, designer, art director, illustrator, and animator in New York City, and he wants to make every day a razzle-dazzle musical. His clients include Apple, Adidas, Adobe, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Twitter, Netflix, The New York Times, The New Yorker, CNN, MTV, and Samsung. He is one of the Art Directors Club Young Guns 13 winners. I actually gave him that award on stage. And has been recognized as Print Magazine's new visual artist and the One Show Young Ones. His work has been exhibited all over the world, including New York City, Barcelona, Dubai, Mumbai, Shanghai, Beijing, and other major museums and institutions. Now he runs his creative practice, Dazzle Studio, and gift shop, Dazzle Supply, to push the dazzling life to the next level. In this talk titled Now is Wow, How to Use Time as Your Inspiration, Zipeng is going to share you his journey in his career and also how he uses work as therapy and uses time as his inspiration. Everybody, please give a huge round of applause for Zipeng Zhu.
All right, hello. So, dear interpreter, this is gonna be a hard one to translate because there's a lot of inappropriate words in my talk, so sorry. All right, so my work has a lot of flashing graphics, so I was been told by many people that I should give you a fair warning before we get started. Yeah, this might cause epileptic seizure, so if you smell toast, please do not sue me. It's not my fault. I warned you already. Yeah, all right. So hello. Thanks. But this, I know we're in a rainy day, but this is my actual hello level. This is sort of me on the daily. Okay. Anybody okay? No one fainted yet? Okay, good. All right. So, Flaming Hot Kisses to Rich too and the Asian Creative Festival. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. And some things are more obvious than others, but I am Asian and queer, and I'm also from China. So, thank you. It's almost Pride. It's so nice, the Asian month and the gay month is next to each other. So I'm just oh my God, it's about me all the time. And I am a lot of these things, and they're fun. But more importantly, I want to make every day a razzle-dazzle musical. If you don't know what that means, you will after this, okay? And you can find me here. My TikTok is very embarrassing, so I'm not gonna share it, but you can find me there too. It's just a lot of very hot people doing lip syncing, and then let's not do that. I'm also a color lover. I think colors are great, as you can see. I'm also a super lover, Anyways, I'm single. So this talk is named Now as Well because I think the way that I create work is a lot to do with time, a lot to do with what is happening right now. So before that, I just want to bring it all the way back to the Big Bang. By that bang means my parents. They banged, and here I am. I was, anyways, they banged, here I am. And I was really cute, and this is me as a baller, clearly. And what's the sign language for baller? Okay, got it. Very awesome. And this is me with a fake Lego, which I hated, and I bargained with my parents, therefore I got a real Lego after this. And this is one of those photos that really demonstrate whether it's nature or nurture, because my first Lego set is a wedding in a clear castle. And if you still don't believe me, how I pose next to it, I'm just come on. As a gay kid, I think Sailor Moon is one of those, icons that I really need to embed myself. Due to copyright reasons, I'm not gonna show her transformation, but if it's out there somewhere, just go on YouTube, look for her transformation. But then to me, more importantly, I think that transformed me into actually a sad emo kid. Like, oh my God, I was crying every day. I was like depressed. And at the time, my name's Phil. Phil was sad as shit. Phil is like some sad ass kid, draw some sad ass illustration, some sad. And then one day I realized, oh my God, I can't draw. Like, I spent 3 years of my life trying to become a manga artist, and it turns out, can't draw. What should I do? So I escaped from China. I decided to say goodbye to everyone because I'm simply too embarrassed. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to start a new life in this new country, which is America. I moved here almost 14 years ago. It's kind of crazy. And then at that time, I don't want to be me. Like, who the fuck want to be that? Like, sad kid, can't draw. Like, that's awful. But then I realized, oh, wait a second. My name is Zipeng. It means a exuberant child. I was like, you know what? How about this? What I can do, it's just simply murder Phil in my sleep, and I can just beat Zipeng like the next day. Like, no one would know. So this is a mugshot of me after me committing my own murder, which is very, very important for self-discovery. And here is the first video I made as Zipeng. That's me. Anyways, and thanks. With that, I graduated. Oh my God, thank God, I fucking hated art school. If you're in art school, it's almost over, you know, just keep that in mind. I graduated and I worked at a wonderful place called Sagameister and Walsh, but then more importantly, I felt I was so lucky. I learned so much from everyone there, and I was there for 2.5 years as a art director and senior designer, and I decided to use everything that I learned to leave the studio and start my own. So this is my big D. My studio is called Dazzle, and yeah, and there's, you know, our star-shaped asshole in the middle of the D, which is accurate. So my studio does a lot of flashy things, and then I try to find ways to express the word of Dazzle in my day-to-day life and in the studio work. And when client comes to us, I try to find this beautiful balance between what we make and what we like for them. And boobies. Anyways. But after I started in my studio, like, you would be like, shouldn't you be like, oh, I was winning these awards, I was getting these clients, I moved into a nice apartment, blah, 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 blah. Like, I should be happy, right? But at that time, this is how I felt. It's like, I was like, yay, but I was like sobbing because I was sad as shit again, which is so annoying. Like, who wants to be sad all the time? But like, I'm supposed to be happy, but why did I feel like literally beyond dead inside? And for a moment, I was like, oh, that was because I realized I forgot the beauty of making work for myself. Like, I forgot like what got me into the creative industry at first. It's these, you know, crazy things. Even those sad drawings, I was very happy to draw them, even though I was sad, you know? So I was like, okay, what I can do is maybe to shift some of the day-to-day life so I can make time to make work for myself. And that's the time that work become my therapy. And sometimes, you know, I think it's important to remind yourself to make work that makes you happy. I know that sounds really cheesy and sounds really simple, but it's like it's important to remind yourself on a daily basis. And so, sometimes make work when you feel a little gay. So I consider myself a gay fic designer, and therefore my design is pretty gay most of the time. If you don't see it, I don't know, maybe you're colorblind. But sometimes I feel like I want to create work that's for other people in the community as well. So this is a hello, my name is, and also hello, my pronoun is sticker. And sometimes it's like statements. Sometimes I just, I'm a walking red flag, like I know that, but like, doesn't mean that I can't own it. It's my brand. And then sometimes I hate Mondays. Whoever invented Monday should die. Oh, they're probably dead already, but anyways. Yeah, anyways, I make a lot of gay content, and sometimes, fuck Ron DeSantis, right? Like, he can just go eat shit and trip over a knife. And sometimes I like to make things that makes me happy, And those work led me to a lot of collaborations. For example, this one is a poster that we made for Oreos to talk about the connection between queer kids and their parents. All the black letters that you see are what the parents said to their kids when they actually came out, and then the colorful ones is what they wish they have said, which is so sad. And I also had the pleasure and honor to design my own Harry's Pride box. That was 2021, and it's just so cool to make something that sort of cover everything, and then to really be fun and playful, and then like using bold typography and color everywhere. And I was also had the honor to work with the wonderful Jonathan Vaness to create a Pride box for them. Fabulous. And I was very lucky last year that AT&T reached out to ask me to do a Pride takeover in their Chicago store, and it's really cool to see your work literally are all over a space. And yeah, I know, it's awesome. Did I mention that I'm single? Sorry. Sometimes you should make work when you feel a little bit nerdy, and then I venture into the world of 3D one year because I was simply too bored of design. And I was like, you know what? I can maybe do something fun, because now I'm literally in a new dimension. And this is a digital garden for myself, because everything I touch dies, so do not touch me. No, please do touch me. And then sometimes I was like, okay, maybe I can make things that are fun and playful, that sort of captures how I feel and what really means a lot to me. And someone from Adobe saw this post. They're like, oh, we want to hire you to create a set of alphabet for us. And this is, I think, 4 months in of me starting in the world of 3D, which is crazy. And I got this client work, and then, was able to do this. And then I was able to, using my very, very basic 3D skills, to create a lot of work for different clients, which I love. As Eric says, there's always something to do with alcohol, right? Here we go. And then it's cool to see how the work is being made, because how often do you know the behind the scenes of something? And then to see them was made and then made it out into the world for people to enjoy, it's really, 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 really awesome. But more importantly, I got a call from a gentleman named Rich, too, wherever he is, to ask me to contribute into the VMAs in 2020, along with a numerous list of wonderful artists to take over the Barclay subway station. And it's really cool that you live in a city for, at the time, 12 years, and sort of like the city recognize you in some ways, like tap on your shoulder, like give you a little, hug or like a little kiss. I'm just like, oh, the city loves me. And that was a sweet feeling, all we wanted some attention. That's all we wanted. Anyways, sometimes, did I mention that I was sad before? Sometimes I was like, wow, okay, make war when you're sad too. So I don't think you need me to remind you what happened in the past 3 fucking years. So, but what I did is that I decided to use that opportunity as my inspiration to generate things. I don't really want to call them artworks. I don't really think they're art, but they're things. They're out there. And for the people, call it a China virus, fuck them. For the people who are scared of like immigrants, get over yourself, you know? But sometimes it's like, you know, humor is something that can truly help you to get over a lot of things. For me, condoms, masks, they're the same thing. Protects you, protects me, protects everyone, you know? And so I decided to make some masks for myself and for other people, you know. It's very simple. Or like when I went to the grocery store, I just like pretend like, you know, people are the artwork, you know. I'm just like, oh, I can look at them, but can't touch them. Oh, well. And time becomes like, you know, these blurry concepts. And I mean, what is time anyways? But still, fuck Mondays. And so every time I go on my dating profile, I'm just like, you know what? I need to understand what's the buzzword, and I just need to keep on, you know, stay on tune. So, you know, one day I won't be single anymore, but whatever. Some political stuff, I think they are important. I am an immigrant. I just got my green card, which is wonderful. Thank you. But I can't vote, so I'm gonna do everything I can to help other people vote. So these are a set of vote stickers for apply stickers. And I had the honor to be on the cover of New York Magazine as one of the artists who contributed the I Voted stickers. It's crazy what happened in the past 3 years. And sometimes, truly, when you put stuff out there, they will be all over Times Square, and it's nuts. I don't know how to explain this to you because they sometimes just happen to me, but what I would suggest is when you have an idea, just put it out there. Like, you know, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, someone didn't like it. I'm like, you don't know someone who didn't like your post, right? So, you know, everything's gonna be fine. But it's like really cool to see, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's really cool to see your work to be, you know, on a 92 feet tall screen in Times Square. And more importantly, Black Lives. Okay, let's go to the next thing because we're almost running out of time. So, to me, as a graphic designer, very often I feel very, very useless because what I do, it's me like this on my couch and then like move some points and change some dots and then that's my job and that my day is over. And that is a little depressing. I don't want to think too much to it. But as a member of the AAPI community, I felt the past 3 years was a tremendous challenge and attack to everyone in our community. And when I feel useless, I, cry to my therapist, but more importantly, to think about, you know, what can I do? And I started to post a lot of these aggressive posts. I was like so angry, and then like I did not learn the proper tool to channel my anger. Like, you know, I can't box or anything, so I was just like, I'm gonna make these posts. Sorry. Anyways, so all of these things led me to like various projects that are related to our community and my heritage. So 2 hours after the tragic Atlanta shooting happened, I got a call from Times Square Arts. The art director reached out, said, hey, we just saw the news. It's not okay. This is unacceptable. Will you be interested to help us to put out a PSA? And I was like, it would be my honor. But meanwhile, I was like, oh my God, holy fuck, what am I gonna do? And quickly, I put this together. I sent it over. Like, I think I spent, 3 hours on this, and I sent it over. And miraculously, it was all over Times Square the next day. And it's really, really crazy to see the work that you did for the people that you care about in the city that you love. And it was really hard for me to talk about this work for the longest time because I think it's just so tragic and it's so hard. It's so heavy. And I was having this chat with one of my friends. I was like, oh my God, I did this thing that I think it's probably the most proud project I've ever done in my life, but I can't talk about it. And then she was like, why? I was like, because it's awful. This is tragic. I don't want to talk about sad shit. Like, I'm here to razzle dazzle musical everyone, right? I'm here to like bring joy. And I was like, this is sad. She's like, but if you don't talk about, who the fuck is gonna talk it for you? And I was like, oh, I guess you're right. Therefore, this is me talking about this work in front of you. And after that, I was, I think, put into this very interesting place that I got reached out for various culture-related projects, like the cover of LA Times this year for the Lunar New Year. And this is a collaboration between me and my wonderful intern, Joelle An. And we created a set of covers. And this is the one my dear friend Morgan is holding. It's crazy that this is the cover of the LA Times. And we recently just finished this mural in the South Street Seaport in collaboration with You Are Not Alone Murals. Wow, that's a mouthful. It's a project to help people to feel less lonely when they feel depressed or suicidal. And Rich was a part of the project as well. So please, when you're wandering in the south side of Manhattan, downtown, please stop by the Seaport and check out our murals. And this is You're Not Alone in Mandarin or Cantonese, 不止你一个人. So just to remind you that, you're not here by yourself. And this is us working together. Is my mom here somewhere? Oh, fuck. My mom's the one who's holding the camera. And it was really cool. My 68-year-old mother was there watching us like spray paint everything. Yeah, anyways, it is awesome. And lastly, I know I'm at time. I'm gonna show you a little reel of the work that my studio does do. All right, so lastly, I want to remind everyone we're here to make you look cute because the world sometimes is fucking ugly. So thank you.